Hey guys, I'm Rowan Techusiast, and I've used the Withings ScanWatch 2 for more than a month, and here's my full review. Let's take a look. The Withings ScanWatch 2 is a gorgeous hybrid smartwatch made of stainless steel. It comes in two sizes, 38 and 42mm, and here I'm using the latter. It's large, feels premium, and all I can say is that if you're a fan of traditional smartwatches but want some smart features, this is one of the best looking wearables out there today. The watch also has a black silicone band and a stainless steel buckle. These have held up well over time and they can be easily swapped for other straps and bands that are compatible with the smartwatch. The 42mm model requires wristbands that are at least 20mm wide, while the smaller model requires at least 18mm wide bands. The watch feels comfortable and premium, and Withings also sells other bands made of leather and other materials. When it comes to the watch itself, the right side features a stainless steel crown that also has a button mechanism that lets you interact with the simple user interface, and there's nothing else on the left side. It's a pretty basic watch, but you don't really need much, given it shows all the details you need on the tiny display. Speaking of the display, the ScanWatch 2 sports a small grayscale OLED panel that shows basic information such as the date and time, heart rate, step count and calorie count. The screen can be navigated with the rotating crown and button presses, which display various workout modes, ECG, heart rate and even some basic settings. The panel is bright even in direct sunlight, and while there are no colors and the display is extremely small, it's visible and large enough that you can comfortably read all the data you need on a daily basis. Obviously, the screen isn't intended for power users, but it's good to know that it still lets you view important information at a glance. The screen can also display notifications, and although these can be a bit finicky and hard to read, it's still good to see the name of the app show up. Overall, the Withings ScanWatch 2 looks absolutely gorgeous with its hybrid design. While the screen is tiny, it still offers all the basic functionality that you need on a daily basis. The software is where the ScanWatch 2 is really interesting. If the little display isn't offering you all the information, or perhaps you want to dig deeper into the analytics and workout sessions, you can easily open up the app to see your health data. Withings supports both Android and iOS smartphones, so for as long as you're on a relatively new software update, you should be able to download the app and pair the smartwatch in just a few minutes. And before I start talking about all the good and bad stuff, let's address the health features. The ScanWatch 2 supports most of the health stuff you want and need in a smartwatch, including ECG, oxygen saturation, step and calorie count, body temperature, activity, sleep monitoring and even cycle tracking. I've tested everything apart from cycle tracking, which appeared to be accurate most of the time and in line with other well-known and reliable smartwatches. The ScanWatch 2 even supports ECG, which is approved by the FDA in the US, CE in Europe, ensuring that its data is properly tested to offer accurate ECG results. Moving on to the bad stuff, the app is just a hot mess. The Withings app has an unconventional design that's missing a ton of features, and I still haven't gotten over the confusing layouts and similar looks. First and foremost, the app doesn't show you a lot of in-depth data that would be crucial to improving your workouts. It doesn't show key information, which makes it harder to keep track of things. The calorie burn isn't even displayed in the app and can only be seen on the watch itself, which often shows a questionable number. And remember that I mentioned that the ScanWatch 2 can be paired with an Android phone and an iPhone. Well, as it turns out, Withings has put a lot less resources into its Android app, and I experienced the application draining as much as 60% of my phone battery within a few hours, making my Fold 4 run hotter than the sun. It's not a great experience, and you have to keep a close eye making sure that it doesn't run in the background to prevent this issue. That's not all. The app doesn't have a do not disturb mode to schedule the feature based on a setting. Instead, you're required to manually set it on the watch itself. While the ScanWatch 2 syncs with the smartphone and follows its settings, it's a massive oversight that users requested many years ago, yet is still not here. The haptics motor is also a major disappointment. I've set a morning alarm that has never helped me wake up. The morning alarm vibration is so gentle that you'll have a hard time noticing it in the middle of your sleeping session, and as someone who doesn't usually sleep very well at night, the ScanWatch 2 never woke me up in the morning. At one point I even tested whether the feature works at all, which it does, to see if the wake up feature actually works in the morning. Withings also offers the Withings Plus subscription service that costs $9.95 per month, enabling you to get a recommendation to get closer to your goals by providing a health improvement score and other insights and trends to improve your exercises. However, given that it's not a cheap smartwatch, the subscription is a bit too steep, and the basic functionality of the free version is simply not appealing enough to recommend this to anyone being serious about their workout sessions. Overall, the ScanWatch 2 doesn't excel at the software department, and it's best recommended for general users who just want a stylish and hybrid smartwatch that allows them to track their progress. For serious athletes who just want more in-depth information, improve their workouts, it's best that you look elsewhere and pick up a Garmin or any other smartwatch that offers far more information and more in-depth tracking details. Withings claims the ScanWatch 2 can last for up to 30 days on a single charge, and while all that seems great, I've experienced the watch lasting anywhere between 7 to 14 days. The 30 days only apply when most of the tracking features are disabled and the watch is used as a conventional wearable. That said, having a hybrid watch that can last for up to 14 days is still a big win in my books, and power users should have no problem making it through the week with all the general tracking features. The one bad thing about the ScanWatch 2 is that it takes up to 2 hours to be fully charged and that it has to be placed in a charging cradle. It's finicky, feels cheap, and a hassle to put the watch in and take out. The watch is also unusable while it's on charge unless you pick it up to see the time in a more traditional way. So, should you buy the Withings ScanWatch 2? Overall, the ScanWatch 2 isn't a bad wearable, but it's not a great one either. It lacks essential tracking features, some of which are hard to access or hidden behind a paywall. That said, the tracking features appear to be accurate most of the time, and it can last for up to 14 days on a single charge. However, given that the watch doesn't have GPS tracking, in-depth analysis and data to help you improve your workouts, and the ability to pay wirelessly, not to mention the buggy software and missing features, is simply not a product I could recommend to power users. If you're into sports and want a hybrid watch, you'll have to get a real smartwatch or go for a fitness band, a Garmin smartwatch, or even an Apple Watch. For everyone else looking for a traditional looking hybrid watch that offers some basic smart features, the ScanWatch 2 will likely do a good enough job to justify its price tag. And while it's not cheap by any means, you often have to pay a premium, and design wise, this is one of the best looking hybrid watches you can get your wrists on today. And there you have it. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. With all that said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.